This is a heart. This is its left side, which carries oxygenated blood, while this is the right side, which carries deoxygenated blood. The heart goes through the cardiac cycle, a sequence of contracting and relaxing to keep blood circulating around the body. The first stage of this process is diastole, where both atrium and ventricles are relaxed. The vena cava on the right side and the pulmonary veins on the left have a high pressure. Blood is pushed into the atrium, causing them to fill and start to increase in pressure. There's a low pressure in the ventricles, so blood from the atrium forces open the atrioventricular valve and fill the ventricles. The next stage is called atrial systole. It is when both atrium contract while the ventricles are still relaxed. When the atrium contract, volume is decreased while pressure is increased. This pushes blood through the atrioventricular valves and into the ventricles. There's a slight increase in pressure in the ventricles, as most of the blood has already flowed passively into the ventricles, so only a small atrial contraction is required. The final stage is ventricle systole. At this point, the atrium are relaxed, causing the atrioventricular valves to be forced shut from the higher pressure in the ventricles and to prevent backflow. The ventricles then contract, increase in pressure and decrease in volume, forcing the semilunar valves to open and push blood into the pulmonary arteries on the right and the aorta on the left. The pressure is now higher in the pulmonary arteries and the aorta, forcing the semilunar valves to shut. The cycle then goes back to the diastole stage, and the process begins again. In order for the atrium and ventricles to contract, waves of excitation must be conducted around the heart. The first excitation originates in the sinoatrial node, a pacemaker of the heart, situated at the top of the right atria. The wave of excitation travels over the walls of the right and left atrium, through the cardiac muscles so they contract at the same time. Non-conducting collagen tissue blocks the impulse from reaching the walls of the ventricles just yet. The wave is then picked up by the atrioventricular node, which is found at the bottom of the right atria. There is a brief delay to allow the atria to fully contract first. The impulse is then carried down long fibers called the Purkinje tissue that spread the impulse from the apex of the heart up the walls of both ventricles. This ensures that the ventricles contract from the bottom up, so blood is squeezed towards the major arteries found at the top of the heart. Thank you for watching.